When the union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. It is we who plowed the prairies, built the cities where they trade, dug the mines and built the workshops, endless miles of railroad laid. Now we stand outcast and starving, it's the wonders that we've made, but the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. The union makes us strong. All the world's owned by idle drones is ours and ours alone. We have laid the wide foundations, built it skyward stone by stone. It is ours not to slave in, but to master and to own. While the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. They have taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single wheel can turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. In our hands is placed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies multiplied 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one, but the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. It is we who plow the prairies, built the cities where they trade, dug the mines and built the workshops, endless miles of railroad laid. Now we stand outcast and starving, it's the wonders that we've made, but the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. The union makes us strong. All the world's own by idle drones is ours and ours alone. We have laid the wide foundations, built it skyward stone by stone. It is ours not to slave in, but to master and to own. All the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. They have taken untold millions that they never toiled to earn, but without our brain and muscle, not a single wheel can turn. We can break their haughty power, gain our freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. In our hands is placed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies multiplied 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
Welcome, budding radicals and curious reactionaries. I remember what I'm doing. I promise. It's been a while. I am your fake TV host and anarchist, Anthony Fama. Bing. No, not that one. Nope, that's Joe Biden. Bing. Nope, that's the wrong button. Okay, apparently I do not remember what I'm doing. Is my volume right? I don't even have any volume. Welcome, budding radicals. Oh my god, I forgot all how to do this. But I remembered the volume quicker this time. I think that is, let me check the levels up there. Let me get some more volume on myself. I'm not breaking. Yep, that's where we get in breakup. So let's go back down there. Let's go back down there. Let's keep it around there. And welcome. I am fake TV host and anarchist Anthony Fama. Is that not working? Oh no, that's not what I thought the button did. I didn't really think of what all these buttons did. There we go. There we go. I am fake TV host and anarchist Anthony Fama, and welcome to Mental Health Mondays. And if it wasn't clear from my behavior and the title, I had a nervous breakdown, and it was bad. I mean, it was not the worst that I've had. By far, it was not the worst that I've had. I mean, as far as damage done, I would say maybe we'll see how my ex-wife is in a couple years. I don't know. But I'm doing pretty good right now. Despite all of the difficulties we're facing in life. So if you don't really pay too much attention to my constant foibles on the Facebooks, or if you're not familiar with the show, yeah, I've talked for a long time about having bipolar disorder. It's a thing that I thought I had struggled with for a long time. And this year was fucking miserable for that. And it only got worse month after fucking month. No matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did to like rectify my normal issues, it was just another fucking challenge meant to fuck me over. You know, like, so let's start with, like, I was an entertainment worker. That was hard to begin with. I was married to a foreigner during the Trump years. And that was insane. I mean, the good years were very, very good. But, so that's what I was walking into going into COVID. And then my career just disappeared. And then when I was locked inside my house for 3 months straight, I lost all my friends because they all got clicks because of COVID. I had already been having difficulties with my wife because while I was building my career, I didn't have the money to spend to go out and fly out to see her in Europe. So, you know, because it was like, okay, well, I can spend the money to go to Europe maybe, or I can spend the money to work on my career so I actually have a stable career so when she gets here. And now I got neither. That was pretty fucked. So, and then, yeah, I had to go. This is my third apartment. This is my third apartment in a fucking year. I had to put like $1,000 into my van so I could start working again because I got kicked off of unemployment erroneously because Live Nation bought out one of the venues I worked at. And they hired us all back on as employees. And then we got kicked off unemployment. Oh yeah, and during all that, I was getting divorced. So then I finally get a job that's kind of chill, right? The Christmas lights thing. And yeah, then I had to do the papers, the divorce papers. You know, I'd been processing this stuff and like figuring like, all right, well, She's she's gone. This is done. Like, we ended amicably. At first, I was a very well-behaved boy. Till I slept with someone. And then it was like, oh my god, I don't want fucking any of this. Holy shit. And then, yeah, I said some very childish things on messages I could have deleted. Because I regretted them instantly. But I just forgot that you can unsend Facebook messages. Hooray! Forgetting. We'll get into that later. Oh, you know, I'm actually jumping ahead of myself. Let's play some music. Where am I leaving off on this story? Where one of my many pens. Divorce stuff. Yeah, just at the worst year ever. Just before more divorce stuff. So, yeah, let's break out a guitar and because yeah, we can't talk about our feelings without doing good soothing activities that encourage good feelings and dopamine growth or something. I'll figure out like a good psychobabble language to talk eventually. Alright. We're going to get a little tune-ski here. If I remember correctly from my sound test, I have to be kind of high on the guitar. If it sounds like garbage, leave me a comment. Does seem like it's flipping there. I'll pull that down a little bit. So, thank you for joining us for Mental Health Monday. If you're just joining us, you missed the precursor to my nervous breakdown. As you can see right now, it does not look like I am having a nervous breakdown. So I assure you I am okay. The story ends well. We will see. It feels hopeful. For the first time. Things are getting real fucking weird. I will say that. As clear-headed and, dare I say, predictable. Oh, you guys must really hate hearing that. I'm gonna turn this down while I'm doing this, so you don't have to, because this was like, yeah, the tuning is really bad on this. You can still probably hear it through that. So, the last word I remember saying is predictable. All right. So yeah, I am going to start soliciting you people for donations from me for the time being until I know if I'm getting unemployment. So it's at Fama. I didn't do a title card for this. I should have put it on the button. It should be on there. But that's not gonna get me money anywhere. But it's at Fama Rama. Fama-Rama. I'm going to hold up this when I write it because I'm very well prepared. But we'll get to that later in the episode. So if you would like to Venmo me, Fama-Rama at Venmo. We will talk about labor credits later because I do not like just soliciting money for nothing, even though I'm playing you songs. So if you want to give me sizable amounts of money, we will trade labor vouchers. But we'll get more into that later. Well, those are notes I don't need to look at. Those are the notes I do need to look at. So, shall we play a song, children? She came in on the red eye to Dallas Fort Worth, all the way from sunny Taipei. Skin the color of a walnut shell and a baseball cap covering up her dark hair. She came here after midnight, and the warm weather made her feel at home. Come on in. We haven't slept for weeks. Drink some of this. It'll put color in your cheeks. He drove in from Mexicali, no worse for wear. Money to burn and time to kill, but 5 minutes looking in his eyes, and we knew he was broken pretty bad. So we gave him what we had. We built a place for him to sleep in, and we let the silence that's a trademark be known. Come on in. We haven't slept for weeks. Drink some of this. It'll put color in your cheeks. They came by the dozens, walking or crawling. Some were bright-eyed, some were dead on their feet. And they came from Zimbabwe or Soviet Georgia, East St. Louis, or from Paris, or they lived across the street. But they came, so when they got here, it was the least we could do to make her welcome clear. Come on in. We haven't slept for weeks. Drink some of this. It'll put color in your cheeks. Alright, if you guys want to let me know how that sounds in the comments. You know, I'm going to turn the vocal down a little bit. Gonna turn the vocal down a little bit. How about we try that? Let's hope we don't have to tune much on this one. Yo, anyway. So that was a song by the Mountain Goats, coming in at number 1. The Mountain Goats, Color in Your Cheeks. It is a song very near and dear to my heart. This next song, the Golden Oldie from the Fama catalog. isn't that I think you don't care. I just don't think you can see me down here. It's not as if I fell in a well. And in my heart I can see it so clear, but in my body I am racked with fear. And then you touch me with electrical skin. And in the story passed from mouth to mouth, you can find two lovers moaning their vows. It's in this dream that I don't exist. My body wakes to see life as it is, as your heart breaks away from my kiss. Isn't that I think love is untrue? I just don't feel I could get it from you. But if we tried, we could be so carefree. And as I see the curtain fall, I can only accept that it's my fault. I don't know what else I could have done. So if you want me, make yourself clear and say in words that I can hear. Oh, I'm not deaf, but I'm pretty close. My body wakes to see life as it is, as your heart breaks away from my kiss. My body wakes to see life as it is, as your heart breaks away from my lips. It isn't that I think you don't care. I just don't think you can see me down here. It's not as if I fell in a well. And in my heart I can see it so clear, but in my body I am racked with fear. And then you touch me with electrical skin. And in a story passed from mouth to mouth, you can find two lovers moaning their vows. It's in this dream that I don't exist. When your dreams do, I still exist. 'Cause in this dream I cease to exist. God, I can't even remember how fucking old that song is. I mean, I remember the heartbreak that caused that song. I'm not going to talk about that right now. We are on a completely different heartbreak right now. So, oh, goody boy. This is in the same tuning as the last song. So we're just going to do a double check ski here. This is something new. Did I bring a notebook in here? No, I did not. Why I did not, we will talk about later. That is in the Epiphany section of today's lecture. And children, you too can have your very own epiphany with LSD and misery. And you can try it in your very own homes for just the very, very low cost of $15, finding a guy with a backpack at a bar and making bad decisions. And also a lot of reading about psychology, spiritual practices, and recovery practices, and years of therapy, and trials and tribulations with medication. But we're not talking about that in this song. I actually do have a song about... I'll break out the old Pills song. That's even older than the last song I wrote, or the last song I played. Because, yeah, I was still living in Tucson when I wrote the Pills song. Oh, that's probably when I was taking the anti-anxieties and probably the Adderalls. So many pills they've given me. Baby, there's evil hiding. I'm gonna start that from the top. It's a brand new song, so I'll get away with it. Baby. Yep, that's on. I'm just double checking. I'm being jittery and nervous, which is something we'll get to later. Baby, there's evil hiding in the dark. It's coming like a wolf right after you. If this is what you choose, what can I do? This ancient darkness tore apart our love. It fed you lies, telling you its truth. This ancient evil plays you like a fool. I know it's hard to find a place to go home. Ever since you ran away, I only feel alone. And there are monsters lurking in the woods, they're in the bushes and in your homes. So don't go trusting strangers when you're out there all alone. I'm sensing danger, and all I see is you. Do you know how deep this darkness goes? 'Cause once you let it in, it only grows. Do you see sunshine or eternal night? Will you ever come back home to me? I'll have to shine my light so bright you see. since you ran away, I only feel alone. And there are monsters lurking in the woods or in the bushes and in your homes. So don't go trusting strangers when you're out there all alone. Don't go trusting strangers. Don't go trusting strangers. Don't go trusting strangers when you're out there alone. Ooh, boy. That song's dark. Yeah, I wrote a dark song. That's a darkie. Not like that. Not in the problematic way, kids. We don't use problematic words unless they apply to us directly, which we'll talk about later. I think that's going to be the new catchphrase of the show. We'll talk about that later, kids. When you're older. And we can talk about material fetishism. So once again, if you want to give me money, because money, you can donate to me at Fama Rama. As I'm building up businesses and helping other people build businesses, which we'll talk about later. Once I get my money game back on, actually working, because that's starting to happen. I'm just going to interject with that. Let's talk about labor credits while we're talking about money and asking for money. So, I do not want to ever do one industry or trade again because I overspecialized and that fucked me hard. No one wants to hire me because they expect I'm going to go to my super fucking cool job that's going to just magically reappear out of somewhere because everyone magically has fucking money to spend on entertainment. We'll talk about that another day. We talked about that way back in the day, but no one paid attention. So we'll talk about that another day. But yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to do labor. I just like doing things, gardening, cleaning things. I'm helping, if you are in the local music scene, our friend Rick has a car detailing business, and he is fucking great at it. And, like, I love going to clean rich people's cars with Rick because, yeah, it's just super fun going to town on a car, like, especially when it's, like, dirty as shit. Neither here nor there. But labor credits... So I'd like to kind of stick to my general labor layout, if we will use weird words that nobody will understand except for me right now, like labor vouchers and whatever combination of words I just said. But so yeah, it was 75 4-hour minis, 150 8-hour days, you know. So, if you donate to me at Fama Rama on the Venmos, Fama Rama on the Venmos, at Fama-Rama on the Venmos, Do I have the Zoom thing worked up? Does the Zoom cam work? Oh, nope, Zoom cam does not work. Escaping Zoom cam. But, yeah, if you would like to donate to me at a $75 donation, gets you a 4-hour labor credit. What do you need done? Are you building a garden? I'm good at building shit and getting dirty. Do you need lights put up around your house? Do you need things installed around your house? Do you need just general installation work? How about just general yard work? I like pulling weeds. I like mowing yards and trimming things. And if you have something to do with a chainsaw, and you have a chainsaw to hand me, I will go to fucking town. And I will be very quiet for a few hours afterwards. It's almost a little scary what happens when you give me a chainsaw. But, anywho, back to labor. Yeah, cleaning things. I like to clean things. Um, uh, yeah, if you think it, if you can dream it, I am your happy helper. I think that's what I'm going to call the business, Happy Helpers. But yeah, home automation and garden building and backyard design and comfort couture. Backyard Comfort Couture by Fama and Quinn. Coming to a worker cooperative near you. So, yeah. And if you want to be super fucking generous and donate $150, then you'll get an 8-hour labor voucher. If you donate to at Famarama, Fama-Rama at the Venmos, on the Venmos, because I don't do all of the thingies. I think I'm going to do a PayPal. I think I'm going to do the Patreon. But for now, we're doing the Venmos because I do the Venmos. You know, at any point, we'll just keep like a little diary of like the stuff that you need done and how long it's taken and what give you. And then, you know, it's going to be the reverse of my normal 4-hour mini. It used to be in the entertainment industry, a 4-hour mini means that you're going to pay me for 4 hours, and if I do it for 45 minutes, you're still paying me for 4 hours, sucker. And it was fucking amazing. Especially when you're getting paid for a full day, and you're just like, I just have to work past 5 hours, and then I get paid for 10 hours? And then, if we go past 10 hours, I'm getting hourly double time? I mean, there was just so many things are going to go away like that. I swear to Christ, like the entertainment industry is going to suck fucking balls coming back in the next year. So I am going to be sticking to this studio, and then maybe eventually something beyond that. But so labor vouchers at Famarama, and I have merch still. I have T-shirts. So if you want something for donating stuff, I've got stuff to give you. I can mail it to you. I can keep track of things now. We'll talk about that later. What is this? We're going to play one more song. Well, then we're going to take a little bit of break. And then we are going to talk about what it's like to fucking drive yourself fucking miserable because you keep trying to solve the wrong fucking problem. And it's not even like I was trying to solve other people's problems. I mean, like, I try and be helpful. I'm trying to help people with their problems, but I'm not trying to, like, be anyone's savior. I don't make that mistake in a relationship. Definitely not. Girls are big girls, and they can take care of themselves unless they ask you for help. Or if they're also stubborn and don't want to ask for help ever, and maybe you should just really learn how to pay attention to the little signs that kind of want to have you ask them if they want help so they can storm off and say no and then come back later and maybe say they need help. Or maybe not. Maybe they're just stubborn and they never want help. Who knows? People are people. And we could be all doomed. But this song is a good classic oldie. Oh, my love, all of my kissing. You don't know what you've been missing. Oh, boy, when you with me. Oh, boy, the world can see that you were meant for me. Oh, my love, I've been waiting, and not there'll be no hesitating. Oh boy, when you with me. Oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me. Stars appear and the shadows fall, and you my heart a calling. A little bit of love make you feel alright. Oh, I'm gonna see my baby tonight. Oh, my love, all of my kissing. You don't know where you've been missing. Oh boy, when you with me. Oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me. My love, I've been waiting, and there'll be no hesitating. Oh boy, when you and me. Oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me. Stars appear and the shadows falling. You can hear my heart calling. A little bit of love and make me feel alright. Oh, I'm gonna see my baby tonight. Oh, my love, oh, my kissing. You don't know where you've been missing. Oh boy, when you with me. Oh boy, the world can see that you were meant for me. I either played too hard or should have tuned again. Well, that's it for the song portion of the show for right now, kids. We're going to put our old friend guitar away for a second. I'm going to remember to turn this microphone down, because sometimes it's okay to talk to yourself, kids, and remind yourself what you're doing, even when you're an adult, because sometimes life is hard and you need to talk. And no one wants to talk to you. Well, I made that sound sad. But it's okay to be sad, kids. All right. We're just gonna swing that back. No, we're not gonna. We're gonna take care of you properly. Well, we're gonna do that on the break. We are gonna do that. We're gonna take maybe a 2-minute break. I'm gonna refill my water. I am going to move my legs a little bit, and I encourage you all to get some exercise as well. Exercise is a very important part of our days, and a very important part of our lives, and our endocrine system. If you want to have good mental health, you got to get some damn exercise. It's the smart thing to do, kids. All right. Where's those buttons? All right. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll talk about my misery. Welcome back, budding radicals and curious reactionaries. Oh, that smoke just goes away with a different light. Well, not really. But, welcome back to my nervous breakdown. If you're just joining us, you missed a thrilling tale that I no longer remember either. But, yeah, we talked about how I was long time diagnosed with bipolar disorder. How something just changed on the lights? Yeah, what the fuck was... Did I... Oh, I pushed a button, that's why. I gotta delete that cue. Psst. Okay, now the lighting's okay. That was very subtle. And I'm sure it looked very bad on camera for a second. But yeah, I saw that in the corner of my eyes and I was like, lighting guy to the But anyway, let's not slap things down on that. Talking about how I was bipolar and how this COVID was the absolute worst fucking thing in the world for that. And all the foibles and challenges I went through this year. And we had just been speaking about divorce. I'm not going to go into the details on this right now. We'll talk about that later. So I finally got a decent job working with another musician and some other lighting people doing Christmas lights. And then it came time to finally like sign the divorce papers. And man, that was the most fucking heartbreaking thing I've ever done. Like, I thought, I mean, I've had some bad breakups, but this was fucking bad. This just feeling like just going in and like signing defeat papers. It felt like, why did it feel like that? We'll get to that later. But I dealt with it. I went back to work. I cried a bit at work. I let them know I'm coming to work. I'm probably going to cry, and I'm probably going to cry tomorrow. It was weird and awkward, but it was kind of like, thank you for accepting this. Started moving on, trying to, and then if you've been through a divorce, I guess it just takes a really long fucking time. And then Valentine's Day rolled around, and I don't know if it was before Valentine's Day. Like, I lost so much cognitive ability. Oh, my vocal is really low here. I'm gonna put you up here. My vocal is low when I'm talking because I'm not yelling and singing. So we're gonna do that, and that should sound better. Yeah, I need a PA. A production assistant, not a amplifier system. But so I don't know where the depression came from, but all of a sudden, like, I was just like thinking about her nonstop and all these fucking what ifs everywhere. And still am, but and then out of nowhere, there's more fucking papers to fucking sign. And I fucking lost it. I got it in my head, this was my second chance. Maybe this doesn't have to happen. You can take some of your old life back. And no. I made things a lot worse. And I was not being mean this time. Which led to 2 days of crying. fucking straight. I'm not like kidding. I'm not being hyperbolic. I could not stop crying for 2 days straight, and I had to be on the phone with people for just about 2 days straight. They were taking shifts. I wasn't officially saying I was on suicide watch, but holy fuck was my mind breaking. And that, I mean, it just really helped just being able to, for once, like, feel so vulnerable that I just had to reach out for help. Like, and like, I know, like, I've been, so like, some, like, my parents and my sister, you know, like, I've asked you for so much help over the years, but like, I know, like, you've got your own lives, and, but like, holy fuck. I just need people here around me, like, this grieving. It's just, I mean, just people being on the phone and just fucking listening to me cry. Don't try and give me answers to anything, because my brain only knows misery. Not anymore, but we'll talk about that later. And just this process of like hurting and like just fucking struggling to digest it has just been a fucking 25-year long slog, like longer than that. Like, it's just been trial and tribulation after tribulation and trial. And I'm always trying to change and get better, and like, no matter what I fucking do, I seem to just fucking crush everything I care about, like fucking Lenny and a rabbit. And I mean, it was just fucking crippling, you know. And just like the thought of like, is this just fucking what my life is gonna be? You know, I'm just gonna keep trying, and every time I feel like I'm getting there, just be like, nope, get back, happiness, no, not for you, get back, peasant, plebeians stay in the sad pile. But I don't feel that way anymore. We'll get to that later. It was that thing that's just in the fucking back of my head for so long. You know, like, so after 2 days, my sister, who just so happens to be treating her son, my nephew, for ADHD, has a light bulb. Her and her husband also. I shouldn't probably be saying things like that. That's their medical history, and probably my nephew's as well. We're gonna scrub that later. We're gonna try editing this later, so any of you watching live, don't tell anyone I told you that. But anyway, I think it's okay if we talk about my 6-year-old nephew, because he's fucking adorable and he doesn't have any adult friends to worry about judging him. And if they do judge him, I will beat them the fuck up. But since my sister's doing all the research and treating my nephew, she gets the light bulb. Anthony, you have never treated your ADHD in your whole adult life. God damn, I fucking never did. Like, and not properly. I think they tried once. That's the time, I think, because I remember getting an amphetamine and anti-anxiety. But that's when I overdosed on the anti-anxiety, and why I really don't like taking pills anymore. But so when I was a kid and diagnosed with this, I didn't know fucking anything about it. You know, like, and I was additionally, and I think I've talked about this before, I was diagnosed with oppositional defiant disorder, which is in the DSM is an intrinsic need in a child to just defy authority and just ask too many fucking questions. And then ADHD, and then it was just explained to me that I have an attention problem. And in the last 25 years, they've done a lot of fucking research that shows that ADHD, like, really shouldn't be called like ADD or attention. Like, it's intentional deficit disorder. You know? And then, you know, trying to get treatment for this, you know, talking to doctors now over the past couple weeks, and well, I've just gotten a chance to really sit down with my my primary, who's a fancy nurse, RN. She can give me medicine. So in any case, you know, in the time, like, I've been like trying to treat this myself, and do research and get my old records, so I don't have to go through all the hoops to get diagnosed again. Like, because now I would want to try a stimulant. You know, I've taken cocaine. You know, and I know, like, I'm not like a trouble person with cocaine, except for the one time I did a little bit of really good cocaine, and I was like, well, that is trouble. I do not want to touch that ever again. But you know, if I do cocaine and I'm not drunk, I fall the fuck asleep. But, you know, I called my old school district from when I was in junior high, and I was actually being treated, you know, when I first moved here. And you know, I'm calling to try and get these records of the individual learning plan that I had. And the administrative woman on the phone has to redirect me, and she just nonchalantly says, "Okay, let me get you over to SPED." And all these memories flooded back. Outside of my family and a few teachers, everybody treated me like a fucking retard. Like, oh, how all the fucking kids treated me made so much fucking sense. How the teachers treated me. Why, like, 1 year I would do really fucking well, and then 1 year I do really fucking bad. You know, like, and, you know, I'm gonna gear these Mondays to my treatment in ADHD and my research and discoveries. And I'm also looking to start a support group for neurodivergent people. For especially people with ADHD, we need to fucking talk. and we need to be able to feel like attached to people. And yeah, like we need physical stuff. And we need like outside accountability. And, like, and just any other neurodivergent person in general, having other people to talk to, especially like, they're coming out with everyone's getting vaccinated in Arizona in the next week. Apparently it's everyone now. Okay. That ain't gonna stop shit from having people that have to stay home and not have money to go out and spend. But so like just figuring out like that I was being treated like a retard so much, and then I moved to Arizona, and I don't think I've done this talk yet about how I became radicalized in the first place and so young. But when I moved to Arizona and Ahwatukee, I came in on a very traumatic event. Basically, a school murder had happened before it was like a big thing, and this was a rich community. It was one of the richest kids in this community killed another kid and put his body in a fucking trash can. And then we're from New York with fucking tiny ass trash cans. And we're like, how do you put a kid's body in a trash can and no one finds it? And then we get a house and we're like, oh, that's how. Well, if they had these in New York, no one would ever go to Jersey. So I believe I've been still being treated for ADHD, but this is about when, therapists and psychiatrists had told my parents that your son is as jaded as a 90-year-old man, and there's nothing we really know how to do about it. He's like a fucking bullshit detector. ADHD. We're natural bullshit detectors. And yeah, I'm just trying to find something he likes to talk about. And from then on, I just got treated like I was crazy. Because, I just saw so much suffering on either side of the grass. I came from like poverty in this like broken working class neighborhood, to like luxury and palm trees and murder. And, like I saw like fucking early that like none of this works. It doesn't work for anybody. Nobody's happy. Not even the people with a fuck ton of money. Their kids certainly aren't happy, so what's the fucking point of it? Anyway, we're talking about me and not the world today. So, yeah. They just treated me for all these emotional disorders year after year. It was just this cavalcade of different diagnoses, and it really depended on whether or not the doctor thought I was a jerk or not. What kind of diagnosis I got. Like, at first it was just depression, and I was put on like so many antidepressants. And then narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and then they diagnosed me as a schizoaffective and gave me antipsychotic fucking medication. Holy fuck, do you not want to be on that? And this was like one of the easy chill ones. Like that's like, hey, you're not going to have massive weight gain. It's like pretty reduced side effects. And there were positive improvements because I still have a dopamine disorder. Just not the one that they wanted to fucking treat me for. Because the one that they didn't want to treat me for meant like, no, you have to work with me, create a plan for me, and listen to me, and don't argue with me when I tell you things that sound a little weird to you, because you are dumber than me, and I am sorry about that. And I will not be able to break it down to you in small, tiny pieces, Because my brain does not create natural hierarchies in any fucking sense or order. If it does not go down in paper, and like, oh, let's have like, what's another fun? I meant to, and we'll show you. I'll give you updates on my treatment and show you like the fucking stuff I'm doing, like everything, like boxes. Like, can you see that? Yeah, let you kind of see that. Yeah. Yeah, man, like, if it doesn't happen on fucking paper, it's never gonna fucking happen up here. And I learned how to start doing that with production work, but I never had any kind of mentor growing up who's like, dude, you're okay. You just need to do this shit. This is the stuff I do. Like, okay, that's not working for you. Maybe try this. You know, like, oh, I actually need to keep that page open. ADHD brain. It sounds so much better than apologizing for being crazy. Oh, I'm going to the doctor to see if I'm actually not crazy at all, because I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm just super intuitive, like ADHD people often are. And I just have too many bees' nests and squirrels. Beehives. Bees don't have nests. That's wasps. But, yeah, so treating myself like I was crazy was not a bad thing. Because I ended up doing so many cognitive things that, like, people, like, no doctor suggested to me. I just kind of found these things in my discoveries of psychology and, like, experiencing, the mental health system, and people always telling me there's something wrong with me. And I kept trying to tell them, I want to do all the things you say I should do. They sound like pretty good ideas. Sound kind of like bullshit, but I can kind of go along with it a little bit. But then when I try, everything goes to shit real super fucking quick. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. But it's about just everywhere. Everywhere. Post-its. 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 Post-its everywhere. Hey, look, here's a calendar. This is one of my... I think I have five calendars. I have 5 calendars just around hanging. Do I have any of my pocketbooks? No. But this is one of my pocket... This stays in my pocket all the time. I have another tiny one that I lost because I ADHD'd out on this desk. But in the support group that I'm in on Facebook for men with ADHD, not only am I seeing this like huge fucking wave of people in my age group who A, are finding out they have it for the first time, or B, figuring out they've been mistreated this whole time. I don't have nearly the emotional issues. I may have fucked up my marriage really bad, but like some other play stuff feels like it may be at work, that maybe I may not be completely at fault here, other than possibly not being able to pay attention to a few key details to prevent some stupid things from happening. Yeah, it's been fucking eye-opening. Just like now understanding my body for the first time and what it's doing and how it's affecting my emotions and like the things I can actually do and have been doing. You know, the things I thought I was like, no, this is how I treat my bipolar. All stuff that was super good for ADHD. And that's why it was working and regulating my dopamine. Because I have a different dopamine problem. I'm gonna put that back there. Gonna put all the Post-its back in a pile so I know where they are. 'Cause I have a brain. I have a brain full of beehives and squirrels. But I'm learning to calm that shit down. Fucking timers for everything. Fucking timers for everything. If you ever see me in public again and we're talking and I have to do something, you're going to have me apologize and say, hey, I have to set a timer for this, because if I don't, you and I will talk forever. And I will enjoy that, and you will enjoy that, but I will have disappointed somebody else. So I have to learn how to keep up with my responsibilities and be accountable to the things I tell people I'm going to do. And yeah, all the extra communication that I am going to have with people. And it's nicer that it's not in the framework of like, hey, I am a crazy person. Would you mind indulging me in some crazy? But rather, hey, I have a developmental disorder. I am eternally a child. Now, that means a little bit of extra work on your part, but I will try and make that as easy as possible for you, because I am an adult. And if you do try and help me with this, I will be one of the most valuable people in your life, because I have infinite energy. I have infinite ideas. I read the entire room around me, and if I don't get freaked out by everything, I have a good idea of what's going on. I am special. But I'm also kind of retarded. And they treated me like one until I was 13. So I'm not going to take that word. I am not going to say that word about anyone else, but I have been a retard my whole life. And I apologize to anyone that offends. It's a negative connotation, and kind of like owning up to being a crazy person. Part of me, it just needs to vocalize what other people put me through, and take some kind of ownership over those feelings they forced on me. And for the first time, I'm doing things, and things are getting easier. I don't know if any of you who know me personally have ever seen me this animated, yet calm. I am actually being very thoughtful in how I use my body like a Muppet right now. Even my big old mouth movements. I am using these lips like God intended. Ladies, I am apparently polyamorous now, but I really want to talk about our feelings and cuddle. I don't like saying that. I don't like any of that. It feels weird to say. I mean, I don't like being so open about all that stuff. All the kids these days, it's just all a big advertisement. It feels very Brave New World. That's where they... No, even like in 1984, sex was very systematic and like, yeah, we just have physical pleasure. No, just go have sex with this lady. I don't know. She's just a ticket I get. She's attractive to me. That's fine. And there's definitely people I've talked to that practice polyamory that is what they're doing, essentially. And that makes me fucking sad. You know, I don't want life to just be like endless booty calls, but like also looking at like ADHD and how it affects my attachments to people. You know, why I tend to just get overly attached to a few people and then end up driving them the fuck out of my life because I am so needy like a child. Come back to me. Come back. But it seems like a healthy choice as long as you still treat your body like something more than an object. You know, bodies are special. Your body is special. My body is special. You know, we should share our bodies with each other, but as long as we treat them specially. Now, if your special is weird and freaky deaky, okay. We just gotta have some conversations about that so people know boundaries and safe zones. And because you share, all of our relationships should make us feel safe and comfortable so we can be vulnerable enough with them to talk about our feelings. Because I think if we all just learned how to talk about our feelings, we might not need to revolt against anything. We might just all figure out that we all feel the same goddamn thing all the fucking time. And maybe we don't have to just repeat these cycles of abuse and trauma. I'm certainly the fuck out of it. I'm done. My bucket of sorrows is empty. Like, I don't have to feel sorry for myself anymore. I don't have to feel like I don't have control of my life anymore. Because as long as I can have a fucking couple notebooks, I'll figure it the fuck out. And that's all it's been this entire time. And they convinced me I was fucking crazy, and then I was scared to write in the notebooks, because if they read my notebooks and they saw some of my weird ideas that I probably just shouldn't be writing down anyway, and then they would fucking put me in the hoosegow, or they put me in the nutty room, and then I would be fucking boned. I didn't want that. So, like, just writing everything down, even though, like, for more than a fucking, like, I've been obsessively collecting notebooks and half writing in them since my first nervous breakdown, even before that. You know? I think my first girlfriend was really, like, organized and into, like, lists, and, like, I tried. It's like, oh, that seems like a great idea. And blah, 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 blah. But yeah, she had a system early enough. I don't know what her deal was and how she got that going. I've been with a lot of organized women. I like organized women. But man, do I drive them fucking crazy. Hopefully no more. Hopefully they will see my calendars and my sticky notes and my pocket notebooks, the many books that are all basically just addressed to my ex-wife, because that's how I'm processing this, with more stupid, hey, you have to feel bad about this, because if you don't remember to constantly treat this, you're going to hurt people. So you kind of have to fucking constantly carry a burden that fucked up so many things because you're just dumb. And you thought, like, am I just dumb? And you kind of thought you were just dumb. But it wasn't, no one was telling you the right kind of dumb you were. And not like any of us, we're not dumb. I'm being silly. I'm being reductionist. But it's, you know how I feel. You know, it's how I felt for so long. It just felt so fucking dumb. Like, why does everyone else get this simple shit? Like dude, like, I run rings around them. Like, anytime we have to talk about anything, like, intelligent, and then bills. Remembering you told people you were gonna do things. Anything involving paperwork. Like, holy fuck. Like, all these new answers coming to me. But like, yeah, I've been doing good since I've been treating it. You know, like I got I told you about my calendars and post-its and pens everywhere. I like markers. I'm going to give you guys a little pro tip. ADHD pro tip, if you like post-it notes in any way. This is something I learned when I was studying online hitchhiking communities and how to hitchhike. Notes are better read. Any kind of notes are better read when you put a frame around them. When you stick that up on the wall and you have a whole bunch of post-its, instead of all this shit blending together, you see a bunch of tiny squares. And the border naturally pulls your eyes inward to the words. So I've got, that's just everywhere, are these tiny little signs reminding me to do things, really simple things I kind of feel embarrassed about, like, hey, talk to your friends, see how they're doing. I take a walk every morning I can. Anytime I'm feeling anxious or like I'm having trouble focusing or deciding what to do, set an alarm for 15 minutes, take a walk around the block. I do 15 minutes of meditation in the morning. I do 15 minutes of meditation in the afternoon. I used to not do it at night because I smoke pot, but now I'm smoking CBD and pot mixture, and that's doing a lot better for me, as you can see, in my ability to hold my thoughts a lot longer and be animated and there and collected and paying attention for... How long's this show been? Holy shit, an hour and a half long. I hope I've been making sense this whole time. Throw it in the comments if I've been making sense and you've been enjoying it in some way. I'm definitely going to have to edit this for it to be useful in any way. An hour and a fucking half. Holy shit. Yeah, of course no one's watching right now. It's an hour and a half long. I'm going to get this into several segments and cut out all this fat. That's what I'm going to do. Fucking hour and a half. I'm just going to cut it there. I'm not even playing more music. I had like 4 more songs I was going to do. Hour and a half. I'm done. I'm done. This is good. Good show. Everybody, we did good show. Yep, good show. Everybody, goodbye. No, I mean, but, yeah, I'm getting better, I think. I'm going to see a psychiatrist. I'm getting a referral. I got to do some of that legwork tomorrow. We got to break that. My doctor, my general practitioner, her son has ADHD. And so that was a big help because she was like really instantly, she's like super just breaking everything down for me. Like you're going to do this and then you're going to do this. And for like a minute, I was like, oh man, I feel like a child. I'm like, you are a child and she's helping you. Like, oh, why did I ruin my marriage over this in so many relationships? But I'm not alone and we can get better. Okay, I'm not going to cry at the end of this. We're going to end the show before we cry. Yeah. So, if you need any kind of labor, you can Venmo me at Fama-Rama. $75 for a 4-hour general labor voucher, and $150 for a full day, 8-hour voucher. And then if you have a really big project you want to do, we'll figure it out from there and create like a budget, because I can properly quote things now. I don't know. I shouldn't be like, that's private information, but yeah, I'm actually doing kind of okay for once. Even though my heart is broken into millions of pieces, and I find it weird having fun with other women, even though they're really nice and I like being with them, because I'm sad. But not nearly like I was before, but still kind of at the same level. It's just different, and not crippling me in so many ways. But we're gonna end the show, and we're gonna sing the outro in the dark. We'll see you next time, budding radicals. Have a good week and talk about your feelings with your friends. Okay, bye.